Gaming today is at an all-time high as far as competition. Video games do cause a rise in competitiveness and aggression briefly during and after playing. Much like what is seen in sports, you can become more competitive long-term, but this can also be due to the nature of people who seek out competitive gaming. In this video, we are going to talk about some psychological tips and tricks that may surprise a lot of you when practiced in the right manner. Typically, we all think you need to have really good dexterity, quick reflexes, and a super straight shot to be a good gamer nowadays, which is absolutely true to a degree. But let's peel things back a layer and talk about what you can do in your own mind that can change the gaming experience for you for the better. And this is not just Call of Duty, but really any online competitive game. A lot of this is going to be heavily contingent upon the reticular activation system. Let's talk about this particular part of the brain. This is located right beneath the brainstem and is responsible to bring things to your attention. Let's say, for example, your friend gets a new car. Now all of a sudden it seems like they are all over the place, when in reality it was there the entire time, but this part of your brain is making these things seem more prominent. So we're going to try and rewire this part of your brain and use it to your advantage. We're all guilty of doing this. When you start paying too much attention to what isn't working in your favor, those things will start to snowball. So this is a thought process that you absolutely want to change. You take a peek at the leaderboards and you say,
damn, I can't get a kill.
Instead of thinking this way, take an approach along the lines of, I need to do something different so I can get a kill. When I was younger, I would say,
bro, if I die one more time without getting a kill, I'm leaving.
So what I would say to my 14-year-old self if I heard myself say that today, I would tell myself, absolutely not. If you want to stay in this game, you have to start getting some kills. I promise, something this small can literally make or break the experience for you and your team. Another example, you're playing Modern Warfare 2 ranked play and you run into a team that's on a pretty high streak, or maybe there's some high levels, maybe some diamonds, some crimsons, or whatever the case may be. Instead of saying,
bro, we might lose,
or
yeah, we finna lose,
say it out loud. I refuse to lose to these motherfuckers, man. I don't give a fuck about a streak. I don't give a fuck about a level. Less humble they as. Which leads me into my next point. Play the game, not the player. A lot of emotional and physical energy gets wasted when you focus on and worry about your opponents. Focusing on an opponent means that you are focusing on something that is absolutely outside of your control. This can negatively affect your chances of performing to your full potential. At the beginning of Modern Warfare 2, the guys and I entered a tournament and we played against 4 Call of Duty League pros. The video is on my channel. You can go ahead and take a peek at that. I 100% exposed myself and my team. But I'll tell you what, we lost before we even got into the lobby because we knew who they were, and the fact that they had blue check marks on Twitter and pro Call of Duty player in their bios put us at a disadvantage. It was absolutely nothing they did, but it had everything to do with how our minds went in the wrong direction. I'm not saying we would have won if our heads were on straight, but I do think we would have put up a much better fight than we did. And a lot of us won't quite get the opportunity to play pro players, but once again, those guys that are high skill levels or high ranks, play them the exact same way you would play anyone that was your level or below. Next, a fart in the wind. You're probably wondering what the hell I mean by this. Let's say you're taking a walk outside and you fart. Sure, it'll stink for a second, but it will literally be gone in a second. When you make a mistake, let it be a fart in the wind. There is no need to talk about it or still even think about it 20 to 30 seconds later. This too will handicap your mindset and cause an internal battle with yourself. Confidence is high when you are able to accept the fact that you will make mistakes, let go of the last play, and refocus on what you need to do in the present. Having short-term memory or letting go of mistakes will help you maintain your confidence at peak levels. You also want to stop complaining. The only time complaining is acceptable is if you are playing with a girl or two. As a male, do not do it. We are not e-girls. Repeated complaining rewires your brain to make future complaining more likely. Over time, you find it's easier to be negative than you do to be positive, regardless of what's happening around you. This is not even in gaming, but in life in general. Complaining becomes your default behavior, which changes how people perceive you. And you do not want to be perceived as a bitch. This also inhibits your ability to make more logical decisions, which we know is a really huge key to success in competition. Since human beings are inherently social, our brains naturally and unconsciously mimic the moods of those around us, particularly people we spend a great deal of time with. So if you realize it or not, when you are complaining, you are negatively affecting the moods of everyone involved in the situation. And when I hear the other team complaining after killing them, it makes me feel like I have so much more power over the situation. Also, no negative self-talk. In the competition context, there is evidence that the use of positive strategic self-talk, motivational and/or instructional, helps reduce levels of competition anxiety. Regarding spontaneous organic self-talk, in those situations where anxiety is generated, competitors use both positive and negative self-talk. In this line, the occurrence of negative self-talk has been linked to an increase in anxiety levels and to different types of anxiety, such as fear of failure and competition anxiety. When competitors made mistakes, you probably already have your opponents talking shit to you, and if they're not talking shit directly to you, they're most definitely talking shit about you. When you're telling yourself you're playing like shit, you're giving them way more fuel than they should have. Also, do not let your teammates talk negatively about themselves either. If you hear a teammate say something along the lines of,
Bro, I'm playing like shit.
let them know, bro, you're good. Once you get a few kills, we'll get rolling in the right direction. And learn to enjoy the game even when you aren't dominating. Enjoy the process and think of a tough match as a real test to see how good you really are. Especially after adding in all of the things we talked about into your mental gaming routine. Only enjoying the game when you are dominating is essentially going to make you want to give up if things are starting to get tough. And the main point of the video was essentially to get you to the point to where quitting won't even be a thought. You will only want to make adjustments to try and win, even if you don't end up winning. So I thought I would take a different approach in today's video. If you guys dug the content, let me know what you think down in the comments. And let me know if you guys want more content like this, maybe some more motivational content. Maybe you need some motivation before you get on the game, or maybe you've just been having a tough time on the game here lately. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing the video. I upload 2 videos weekly, and you can expect more gaming content from my channel. Once again, let me know if you guys dug this type of video, and should I do more of these? If I get a certain amount of likes, maybe I'll make a part 2 to this video, but we'll see. But all y'all take care, and I'm out.